Alright guys, what's going on? Got third war of season 19 here, and today my alliance for Loki is going to be facing off against 211. These guys, I played them a few times in Savage Squad, and they are very skilled. This was a pretty close war for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and choose my team here. Omega Red, Deadpool X-Force, and Corvus. So I'm going to be on path 7 to start out here. And the global that they're running is Stubborn. So I've got this rank 5 Agent Venom on kinetic transference. He is not a stubborn defender. So my goal here is basically just going to be to block hit him a bunch. So you can see instead of going for like a parry or baiting out a heavy, I backed off immediately. And I'm trying to get 10 spores on him so that I can parry and lock them in. Trying to get a little bit better at some Omega Red strategy. And so now he's at a special 2. I don't want to parry. It gives him a lot of power. So go ahead and bait that out, dodge it, locking in my spores. I think for every spore that you have on an opponent who shrugs debuffs, you have a 10% chance for them not to shrug it. So you can see there, he didn't even throw a special 1. That fight went perfectly. I'm going to be moving along now to my second fight, and this is going to be Sym Supreme again. He's once again not a stubborn defender, and this just has Matador and Power Bond. So basically, I'm only going to gain power after he throws a special, and I can't power drain him. So it's not a big deal. I'm going to start off with a heavy to get my degen locked in, and that way I can just go in and hit him. Sym Supreme is very easy on this node. I've faced him here a couple times. I truly don't understand the thought process behind it, but he's dead before he even gets to 1 bar of power. So yeah, not great placement, but whatever, I was grateful for it. And now I'm going to be moving up here to this the 6-star Void. This is just going to be a rank 2. I think last war it was a rank 3. Just checking his sig level. I don't even know why I do that with Void. It doesn't really matter. But this is going to be Cold Turkey and Matador. So I'm not going to be gaining any power unless he throws a special. So what I'm going to do again here for this fight is I'm going to start off with a heavy, do a 3-hit combo, and now I'm just going to stay close to him and purify the first debuff, lock in my spores again. I do change masteries for this fight. I remove the bleed so that I'm not taking, Void's damage from the bleed, and also I don't want to get hit with any sort of like cold turkey damage, so it's just a little bit safer to do it this way. So my spore damage isn't very high, and also Void is a stubborn defender, so I did not dex out of that special 2. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my special 2 now, and the fight's over. So once again, easy fight. And I do think that that would be good placement if purifying Void's debuffs counted towards the Cold Turkey node, but it doesn't. Okay, so this next fight, I was really freaked out about this fight. This is going to be Korg. He's a stubborn defender, and this is node 23, Master, Oscillate, and Aggression Prowess. So basically, if he gets too many of the Aggression Prowess buffs on himself, even through block, his specials are just going to do an insane amount of damage. So I did a bunch of dueling, and ultimately I made a mistake, I took a heavy, but ultimately what I decided to do was to just try to block bait heavy attacks and just try to keep his prowess down. So here, gonna get a special 2. He goes indestructible, but that's not a big deal. Keep him below that bar of power, lock in my spores. And this fight's gonna get pretty crazy here in a second. So you can see that with that that Fury buff, he's just super aggressive. And the Mixmaster, I'm prepared for it every time. I know exactly what the last hit I did in my combo was. So I'm going to go ahead and bait out this special 2. Was prepared for that evade, but you can see how many aggression prowesses he has right now. So I'm going to do a heavy into a special 2 to remove all of those. And now I'm going to go in just 3-hit combos or he'll start evading. So here you can see with just one of those prowess, or 2 of those prowesses, that special 1 did a lot of damage through the block for a rank 3 fully boosted Omega, but we did squeak out of that fight just barely, thank goodness. It wasn't very good, but don't care. I was just so grateful to make it out. Okay, so this is going to be path 7 in section 2, and this is basically going to be like the power gain lane. So I went ahead and took dexterity off because the first fight we have is going to be this Dormamu. Sending a note to myself to turn dex back on, making sure that I'm recording, and I'm going to hop into this fight. So this is going to have powerful from afar. Dormamu is not a stubborn defender, and he's pretty much a nothing defender as long as you're not running dexterity. It also has spite, so removing dex helps with that as well. So I'm going to hop in here, and you're going to see this is going to get a little bit crazy. He is usually really loose with his special 2 if you kind of leave yourself open for it. So I'm just hitting into his block, trying to lock in my degen. He's going to get to the special 2, and I just stood there. I was prepared for it, standing there again. He's not going for it. So I'm going to go ahead, stand next to him, try to build my spores up, and just slow hit him to 3 bars of power and finish with my special 1. So I was a little bit nervous there at the end of the fight. I figured I could probably take a special 3 from him, but I didn't really want to because I already had to use so many potions after healing up after that Korg. Okay, so this fight is going to be sketchy as well. So this is going to be a blade. I'm using Corvus for this fight. He doesn't have any charges on him, but Blade is a stubborn defender. He's a defensive defender. So basically, like, Omega would have just been a little bit slower. So this has aspect of evolution, and you can see that keep in mind that Blade is going to gain extra power from my bleed, so I've kind of got to stay away from him while I'm bleeding. And I'm just trying, I have cosmic boosts on for this fight. Got a good intercept there, but he was indestructible. This person's obviously running max limber, plus Blade had a bar of power already. So it's gonna get a little bit hard to manage all of this here in a second. So just gonna use a medium to back him up a little bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drop another special 2. That got me to another special 2, and here in a second I dexed out of his attack, and I completely forgot that he was stubborn. So he went indestructible for my special 2, and he's hitting really hard through the block as well, but I was able to block and get off another like a final special 2. So I thought that was actually the end of my war, but I did get to go ahead and back this up, and I'm actually going to play this at like double speed because I really didn't do very much. He has like 46,000 health left. This is Thing, and it's like the stunning reflection node, so basically you just can't parry him. So I did get hit there, but yeah, he just drops from the spore damage. So that was it. I believe that was like 6 1/4 fights for this war. We did end up winning. It was really close in the beginning. We cleared the map a lot faster than they did, and then at the end, I think that once they realized that that they weren't going to win, they just kind of gave up. But great job to both sides. These guys are really, really skilled. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next war. And also I decided that what I'm going to do, because I'm sure that a lot of you guys know, my battle group officer Spectators. He does power ratings, and it's basically just like a personal and alliance average for like performances, so you can kind of see where you stack up against other people. It's, you know, kind of like a way to track how you're doing, and then also just see how you're like comparing to your teammates. And he puts them out after every war, but he puts them out in the evening, and I try to do my war videos kind of early when I have extra time. So what I decided I'm going to do is, since there's a break for Alliance War every week on Tuesday nights, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put out my war on Tuesday, and then I'm going to put out like my weekly power rating stuff, and I'm also going to break down like what the numbers mean, and like, because I've seen a lot of people put their PR in their videos, and it hasn't always meant a lot to me, but I'm just going to put some of the numbers into perspective, and that way we can just kind of see like how the Alliance is doing with the new map, how I'm doing with the new map, and yeah, I think it'll be interesting. So just like a short video on Wednesdays probably, of like a prior week's recap for my wars. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will put that video out tomorrow.